got started in music with an incredible family that as soon as you turned 2 or 3 years old, you were up on a stage. I mean, there's pictures of me as a little girl and I'm standing up on my sister's lap and she's holding me and I've got my hand up in the air and you could tell she was encouraging me. And I must have been 18 months old. So I think I was just born to sing. I decided to do this solo record now because I really believe timing is everything. I've had the desire and I've actually been encouraged for many years to do this solo record. I mean, from my family, from producers, from the people that have heard us sing. They're like, Carolyn, when are you going to do a solo record? But I just never felt the timing was right for a couple reasons. One, because I'm very committed to my family. We're a very loyal family to each other. And I just never wanted anybody to think that we were veering off from what our calling was as a family together. This record is just all-inclusive. I think you could put it on and it'll just take you through a lot of different moments of just, first of all, encouraging you. And that's what I want this record to be about, is encouraging you that you do have a purpose and somebody up above you has created you for greatness. The blood and the nails, a body so bruised. This record is different from what I do with my family because it's just my message. It's not the message that we want to say as a family. It's my message that I want to say personally. So I think the music and the words and everything about it is Carolyn. I'm living for something, not here for nothing. I'm here to make a change. Living for something. The bottom line is I'm here for a reason. God created me for greatness. In me is the seed of the Almighty God. And so that's what this song is about, is I'm living for something. I'm not here for nothing. I'm here to make a change. And I say it's my warpath song. It's my declaration. I want to get up in the morning and put this song on. I want to listen to it going down the road. I just want to declare it to Satan and to the world. I'm going to make a change no matter where I go. You are with me, and there's nothing I can't make it through. You are with me. Wow, that song really means a lot to me because there's times that you go through really tough times in your life, and I don't know if you've ever asked the question, where are you, God? Why me, God? Why this, God? And that song, it just, once again, it just makes the statement of, Lord, it doesn't matter what I'm going through. It doesn't matter what I feel. The truth is, you are with me. Whatever you need me to be, Broken into Beautiful sums up this whole record. I mean, the chorus says, you know, he turned worthless into precious, guilty to forgiven, hungry into satisfied, empty into full. And I love this part. And all the lies are shattered. Whew. He will turn broken into beautiful if you'll just give him the chance. I just want to encourage other girls, man, if you're in the middle of relationships that you know down deep in your gut they're not right, that you have this check in your spirit, or for men who are in relationships they know ain't right, or they're doing things that they know aren't pleasing to God, stop. I went through a huge breakup that was God's protection for me. And in that process, the Lord called me out to not date for a year because he said, Carolyn, I want to be everything. I want to be your self-esteem. I want to be your self-worth. I want to be the place where you find your self-identity. Out of the blue, I was singing at a concert, and my husband, who is now, came to the concert out of a fluke thing. A month and a half later, after talking on the telephone, we met, and 9 months later we were married. It was just a God thing. Start now to trust God and change your whole future. I think if you come to a Carolyn Pankalla event, no matter what it is, I think you can expect a lot of energy, because I've got a lot of energy and I'm a very passionate. I love to have fun. We're going to worship God. We're going to be open. We're going to share. We're going to cry. but we're going to learn how to have victory. That's who I am, that's what I'm about, and that's what you're going to get every time you see me. I grew up in an incredible family. We knew commitment. Man, we just sang. I mean, we lived on a big farm, you know, and we'd go out and farm and pick the beans, and, you know, we had such a big family. You had to eat out of the garden, you know. We played together, we sang together, we ministered together, we cried together, and we were very, very close. Very close. My mom, dad, obviously incredible people. My mom played accordion, my dad played guitar, so music was always in our home. Thank God we have all those great fun memories. I mean, because we didn't know that at such a young age, my father had a brain aneurysm and he didn't know it. And coming home from an Easter engagement that we'd all been out singing at, and our mom and dad finally decided they were going to come with us that night. My mom, it was really wild because she told each one of us kids how much she loved us and how proud she was of us for all loving Jesus, not knowing that a few hours later, 8 or 10 miles from our home, my brother said that all of a sudden he looked over and Dad's hands were straight up in the air where he had blacked out. And my brother said that he tried to lean over and get the steering wheel, but it jerked real hard to the left when he did that, and it jerked my brother back over. And when he did, the van began to flip 3.5 times on that interstate. And when it did, it finally landed on its roof, and my brothers got out of the vehicle and my sisters, and they were trying to find everybody. And when they did, they found me, and I was laying there in a pile of glass. And they were all screaming, "Where is Mom? Has anybody found Mom? Look through the van again, look through the van again." And what they thought to be a piece of equipment, they walked over to it, and it was my mom where she had been floated. She landed about 40 feet away and was taken home to be with Jesus instantly. And then about 7 years later, at 2 o'clock in the morning, we get a call and says, "Your daddy's house is on fire." And it was so wild because just the night before, our dad had called us once again. And he said, "I just want to tell you kids how much I love you and how proud I am that each one of you love Jesus." And then I handed the phone off to my sister, not knowing that 5 or 7 hours later, that would have been the last time we'd ever get to speak to him. You know, to say that it was easy always coping with it, you know, when you're 13 and 18 and 21 years old, you don't have all the answers at all that time. But because of what was rooted into us as children, that the relationship with Christ and to know that God was real, it had been so pounded into us, and we had seen it so lived out in front of us that there really was no other choice. What I want people to know about Carolyn Pankalla, I want them to know that I'm real, that what you see is what you get, and this little girl is in love with Jesus Christ, and I'm sold out to Him completely. I'm a simple girl who loves to have a lot of fun. Let's change some lives. 'Cause you change the worthless